Hi, recording friends. Okay, if anybody has any questions, that is what I am here for. So just unmute yourself if you have like a question, a concern, a fear, a sticking spot. If there's something on the tracker that you're like, meh, I don't like that, or I don't really feel like I'm that effective at it. I feel like I could improve. Any of those things.
Anyone? Okay, I have something real fast. First, thank you for adding check-in on the bod group as a thing for this, because so many times it's 10 o'clock, I sit on my bed to lay down, I'm like, no, I have to check in. So it's been good that that's like a big urgency now, instead of like, I missed it on my tracker and tomorrow I'll get it. Now it's like, but I'm in the pot, I got it. Sounds so trivial. Okay, but thank you, because it's been awesome.
Oh, I agree.
Point I feel like any month-long challenge group like this runs into is inviting. I run out of people to invite 10 a days. It goes through my list super fast. So maybe is that something you can talk about? Because I know it's like halfway through the month now, and that's going to come up.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so this one's honestly, it's kind of hard for me, but maybe it's because I've been around for 6 years and I just kind of forget what that was like at the beginning. But I don't run out of people to invite. So let me just share like straight out what I'm doing. And maybe like, if you're like, oh, okay, I could be better at that, I'm not really doing that. So I add 25 people to my network at least every single day. And I'm sometimes do it on Facebook and Instagram, but at least one platform. Okay. Then I do remember hearing way back when that Josh Coates talked about like, you have to connect with 2 times more people than you invite. So if you're sending 100 invites, you best be connecting with 200 people that day, right? Like you got to love, and Ash said it today on the Power Hour. She said, you have to be giving more than you're asking for, right? And so making sure you're connecting with people and really truly, I know we talked about it last week, 100 new people every single week. So 400 new people every single month, bare minimum, right? So in a year, that's 3,600 people that you started a conversation with. New people, new. I hope you're hearing that. New connections. Okay. If I'm connecting with someone that I've already connected with, that does not count. If I'm continuing a conversation that I did yesterday, that is not a connection. Okay. You have got to have 100 brand new conversations started every single week. 100. Okay. And when you do, and you're adding 25 people a day, and that's 125 a week, you're having 100 conversations. I mean, and I know not everybody accepts, but you're having 100 conversations a week. And then you're inviting 50 people a day, like at least in my head, like the math, it should work out. Megan said in the chat, I haven't filled it out either, Megan. It's fine. We're fine. Okay. Just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 right after this, fill it out. I filled it out last week, but not this week. Laura said, I run out of people all the time. She's thinking she needs to add more because over half never accept. Okay, so that's fine. You can add up to 50 before Instagram like locks you out in Facebook, whatever. So just don't get in jail. But yeah, if you're don't add more than 50 on Instagram in a day. And on Facebook, you have to make sure, I can't remember how to do it because I don't really add people on Facebook anymore. But I know there's a way to see your outgoing friend requests on Facebook, and you just got to make sure and delete old ones. So if you've like sent them a friend request and it's been there forever and they never accepted, then you got to go like delete the pending request so that Facebook doesn't lock you out of Facebook ad jail. I think it's like 1,000. Like if you have 1,000 pending friend requests, then I got a notification a couple days ago, actually, that was like, you can't send a friend request right now because you have more than 1,000 pending things out. And so that's when I was like, oh, okay, I should probably go like find that again and clear it out and make sure I delete old requests. So just, yes, if you want to add up to 50 people to your network a day, cool, get her done, do it. Just don't get yourself in jail. Okay. Megan said, how do you track your people? I don't. I don't. I literally, when I add people, I just add. And then when I'm connecting with people, I start with birthday conversations. So, I mean, I guess technically we talked last year. Okay. But it's still within a year. I'm talking to 3,600 people. Okay. So I start with birthday messages. And then if that doesn't equal 20 people, then I'll hop over to Instagram so that I'm doing both platforms. Then I'll hop over to Instagram and I'll either scroll my feed for the last 7 people or whatever and just comment on the first 7 things that I see. Or if I'm like, no, I only have a couple minutes today, I got to be super fast, super focused, super intentional. Then I'll go to my collections. And when I've done a whole huge training on this. So if you're like, please don't talk to me about that. I know exactly what you're talking about, but I'll just, so type in the chat. If you're like, no, I don't need to hear about your collections thing. I already know. But if you don't know, when I'm in Instagram and I add someone, if they immediately, I can follow them. Then I go to their page. I just literally click any picture, boom, pick one, click the little bookmark by their picture. Okay. So let me just pretend I'm going to go to, cool, this person's page. So I'm following people on social media. Hopefully you guys know how to add people by now, right? So I click follow. Oh, look, they said following. So I'm going to go to her page. I'm literally just going to click any picture. It doesn't matter. Click it, bookmark it, save to collection. And then I click my May connections collection. And I have an April connections. I have a March connections. So the people that I add in April, I add to my May connections. So the people that I'm connecting with right now are my April people. They're the people that I added last month. And now I wished 14 people a happy birthday on Facebook. Now I'm going to go connect with 6 people on Instagram. And that's where I find them. Either I scroll my feed or I go to my connections and my collections, whatever, say that 10 times fast, and connect with 6 new people. And I write down who was the last person that I connected with so that the next day, okay, I wish 17 people a happy birthday on Facebook. Now I'm going to jump over to Instagram and I'm going to connect with 3 people real quick. And I need to start with that person versus like, oh crap, who did I end with, right? Like I write it down and I have a like little pad of paper that's always at my desk where I work. Okay. So that it triggers my, yes, brain to focus. But besides that, I literally just tally. I do tallies until I have 20 people and then I move on. And I set a timer for 20 minutes and I really try like 20 people in 20 minutes. And if 20 minutes goes off, okay, sweet. I got to move on to the next thing. I didn't do it today. But 99.999% of the time I do it. And sometimes I beat the timer and I'm like, well, sweet, I already got to 20 and I still got 6 minutes left. So 6 extra minutes to send coach invites or work on a post or whatever. Okay. So, let's see. Laura said, I have to work on that this weekend. If you have over 1,000 requests not accepted on Facebook, it will stop you. Yes. Yes. Let's see. Steph said, I feel like sometimes I get tons of friend requests being approved on Facebook and other times I get all the friend requests approved on Insta. It's always one or the other. Yes. And honestly, I don't even know. I don't even keep track of the people that accept or don't, to be just completely honest. I just send the invites and if they accept, cool. And if they don't, okay. And I'm just really trying to add value and help them stick around on my posts and all the things. And then I connect, wish happy birthdays, which is, I really do love that because if we became friends and we've never talked before and I lost them somewhere, that's one of the reasons I don't feel like I have to track because I'm going to wish them a happy birthday. Right. And I'm going to eventually start a conversation with them because I'm going to wish them a happy birthday. It might be 364 days from now because their birthday was yesterday and I added them today, but you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm going to wish them a happy birthday in 364 days. Right. Yeah. Steph, go.
Okay. So as someone who has less than 1,000 followers, I totally get like, I'm in that place of like, I'm running out of people to invite. Like, I've totally hit that before. And so something that's been really helpful for me, sorry, my voice ran out. Because yeah, you add people and then you're like, I don't know who added me back, and half the people don't have it public, and so I have to wait for them to reply, and I don't know who I invited. And so if you go onto your Instagram page and then click on, it's got like your numbers of like how many you're following and how many followers you have. If you click on followers, there's little tiny like circle with an arrow going up and down, and you can click to see who's the latest people who started following you. And that's your fresh meat, for lack of a better word. Those are your new people that approved you, that said, okay, this girl looks interesting, because your page is public. And so they're interested and intrigued on who you are. Okay, those are new people to connect with and follow with. That's how I find my new people and add them from there to collections, because they followed me back. So now I have something to connect with because I can see their page now.
Yeah. And really, truly, what it all comes down to, at least in my personal experiences, if you are running out of people to invite, half your invites and up your connections. If you're trying to send 10 invites a day, half it to 5 and up your connections to 25. So take that number that you subtracted from invites and put it to connections. Like you got to stop running out of people to invite, because that, like, if that's happening, you're something is missing, right? And 99.999% of the time, it's either you're not connecting authentically, or like you could be doing better, or you could be doing more, or maybe you're like, your posts need some work. Are you genuinely posting every single day? Or are you kind of, I'm kind of not doing that good at posting every day? Or, okay, I'm just going to audit myself, and I'm looking at my posts. I've done a lot of Beachbody posts or coaching posts, and I haven't shown my family, my kids, my spouse, my food, my, like all sides of things, right? So when I notice like, ooh, I'm going down in followers, or I haven't really been getting a lot of traction, I feel like I'm hitting my head against the wall, 99% of the time I go look at my own feed and I'm like, okay, I can see it. I haven't talked about my nutrition in a really long time, or I haven't talked about a supplement in a really long time, or I haven't even shown a workout video in a really long time, or I haven't talked about my family, or I haven't shown a picture of Blake in forever. And people don't just want one thing, right? They want to see that you're a well-rounded human. Okay, let's see. Laura said, yes, every time I get low, I focus on adding more and connecting way more. And she also said, food is my weak area. I need to work on sharing more of nutrition. Yes. And really, I'm reading Lose Weight Like Crazy right now. And it's like, oh my gosh, like every single time I read it, I'm like, okay, I just need to share all of this. And I literally have like in the margins, like share this, post this, share this. Oh my gosh, recreate this. Like, and it's so dang good. So, and I know like when I am watching the Ultimate Portion Fix videos, when I'm watching the 2B Mindset videos, when I'm reading Alana's book, when I'm reading Autumn's book, whatever, when I'm following Alana, when I'm following Autumn, whoever it is that you're following, my brain just starts like, oh, that's genius. I should do that. I should share that. So if you're in that boat too, of like, just recreate stuff. You don't have to like completely think of new things. Just recreate what they've already thought of and just make it your own and share it. So, but yes, I feel like all of us, that's something. Micah actually reached out to me personally and was like, girlfriend, I have no idea which nutrition program you're following. I know you're following something because I know you, but I don't know what one you're doing based off of your social media. And I was like, okay, fine. You're right. I could do better at that. Right. So giving yourself a social media audit is always, always helpful. Okay. Steph said, sometimes I've hit where I'm connecting with the same 100 people over and over. So seeing who my new followers are helps a ton to widen my audience. Yes. Well, and honestly, don't do that. Don't connect with the same 100 people over and over again. At least don't count that as a connection. In my head, that is not a connection. That's a follow-up. So if you're trying to invite those same 100 people, that's different, but that's not a connection. So go to the people that are following you, even if it's 1,000. Okay. That's going to get you through 10 weeks. because it's 100 people in a week, right? So I go through your following list and connect with all 1,000 of your followers, whether or not they've recently engaged on your stuff. If you have 400 friends on Facebook, go through them and go to their page specifically and start interacting with them, even if it's been a minute. Like, don't wait for them to interact with you. You interact with them. Because then the algorithm, like, oh, they like each other. Okay, I'll start to show that person more stuff. That's what I mean by, like, you got to up your connections, because when the algorithm works in your favor, when you're commenting on their stuff, or because it thinks you guys like each other. So then all of a sudden your stuff starts to show up in their feed, because Instagram, Facebook thinks you like each other because you went to them and commented on something, right? So that's what I mean, Steph. Like, don't connect with the same 100 people over and over again. Like, go to your 1,000 followers and connect with all 1,000 of them before you cycle back. And by then it's been 10 weeks. Hopefully you've got more followers so that you can have new people to connect with and talk to, or switch social media platforms, or go through your contact lists on your cell phone, or like go through your ward directory if you are in church, right? Like, go through all those types of things and connect with new people. 400 new people a month. Hopefully that's making sense. Megan said, sometimes I forget that my story followers don't look at my posts and my post followers don't see my story. I need to be able to share life in both areas. Yes, that is definitely a huge thing too. And I know even me, I struggle with, like, I'm really good at, once I do a post, to share it in my stories, but I forget to, like, tell my people, hey, go watch my stories because I'm sharing about XYZ, whatever. So make sure to be doing that. If you do a post, share the post to your stories so that your story people go see your posts, and vice versa. In your posts, like anything you're talking about, go watch my stories for recipes. I shared the recipe in my stories so that it is constantly driving people to both places so that they are seeing both of those things. Cool. Brenda said, I downloaded my friends list from Facebook and put it in a Google Sheet to help with my connections, and it has helped so much. Yes, that is awesome. That is really awesome. And really, truly, that is something I did way back when too, as well, that I would just go through my Facebook friends list, and I just started with and just today I'm going to connect with. And then again, I would write down, who did I end with? I'm going to connect with these 20 people. And sometimes I would write it down beforehand, like Ash has us do on Power Hour sometimes, like, write down 10 people you're going to invite. Like, I would go to my friends list. This is the person I'm starting with, because that's who I finished with yesterday. I'm going to connect with these 20 people, and I would write down their names, bada, 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 bada. And then I would just go right to their page, go right to their page, leave one comment, get out, leave one comment, get out, leave one comment, get out, leave one comment, get out. And just, that's how you just do it quickly, is just one, don't get sucked into the rabbit hole, get out. And then, okay, I'm going to my next person. I'm going to find one thing that I feel like I can authentically comment on. I'm going to comment on it, and I'm going to get out, and I'm going to write down that person's name that I ended with. Okay. And then tomorrow I'm going to do my B's on my Facebook friend list, and then C's, and then D's, right? 20 new people every day. Cool. So yeah. And I really think, at least, like I said, in my head, if you're genuinely connecting with 400 new people a month, you should have 200 people to invite. Because a lot of those people are going to be people that you haven't connected with before. And now they're starting, because of the algorithm, now they're starting to see your stuff. And that's not even considering the people you added, unless they were one of the people you connected with as well. So yeah, hopefully that's helpful. Brenda said, it has also helped weed out people that I no longer vibe with. Yes, that is a huge perk to doing your friends list that way. So awesome. Okay. Any other questions, concerns, thoughts? But really, truly, if you are running out of people to invite, just cut it in half and do more connections. And for the purpose of the tracker, if like, I don't want this to be like I'm scared of invites, I'm not going to invite, so I'm just going to connect more. That's where it's like dangerous. And I'm like afraid of saying this, but if you're like, no, like Bryn, I'm doing all the things and I just don't have anybody to invite. Okay, then half your invites, and you can still check those boxes for Achievers Academy if you do them on connections instead. Okay, but this is not like permission to like be afraid and cave and be a wuss. You're sending invites because that's how you build a business. Okay, just laying down some tough love there. Okay. I know Micah also did a video that if you're running out of people to invite, and she would just, and I know I've shared this before, but it's been a while. So Micah switched over to a system where she did the collections thing, like I said earlier, and then she just she would connect with those people very, very intentionally. So multiple times throughout the month. So like I said, like the May, April thing, I've taken her system and kind of just made it work for me. But what she would do was she would connect with those same people in her collections over and over and over and over and over again in that month. And then the next month, that's her invite list. Those are the people that she goes to and says, hey, it has been so fun connecting with you for the last little bit. I run accountability groups. Do you want to join me? Obviously, like way, way, way better wording than that. But it's not cold anymore because she's been messaging them a lot for the entire month. And then the next month, those are her people to invite, right? So that's another way to do it too. Laura said, I have a question. Can you talk about, or what are some ways you share about your nutrition, like besides just pictures of your food? Honestly, I would go for, I'm not great at it. I'm not great at it. So, I would talk about, you can totally do like selfies and transformation photos, but talk about your own personal, I mean, it's just like any post, right? Like you can put whatever picture you want. You can do a picture of you with your kids eating a healthy snack together, or eating cookies, and talk about how you do that too, right? Or you can do a picture of you like with your workbook, a logbook, how your programs are educational and you're learning, right? Or if you have one of the books, like have a picture of you reading the book, and stuff like that. I would just really emphasize and highlight that they're educationally based. Talk about your transformation, and not just like physical, but also mindset transformation. And then I did a reel last week with the like, oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 right? Like super popular song. And I talked about like whenever I say the word Shakeology, people think that's all I drink every day. And then it had like flashes of all the food that I eat all the time, right? So even just simple things like that. Reels, going live about a recipe that you're making. Yeah. Does that help? Is that helpful? Yeah. Okay. But yeah, like I said, I need to be better at it too. What, baby? Hi. Hi. What? Okay. Any other thoughts, questions, concerns? Do you want to say hi? Hi. Hi. That was a good smile, huh? Yeah, good. Okay. Let me just look over the tracker real quick. Let me just see if I see anything. Oh, that was exciting. Stop it. Okay, and back with what Steph was saying at the beginning about like, I'm really glad we put that on there. I really liked the celebrating myself thing because I know it's something I've heard Brad say a million times to like celebrate myself, but it was good that it was on the tracker this time because it was like, no, like I need to, like I have to because it's on the tracker and I need to do it. So I really liked that. Okay. And just one clarification too, because I know this was something that was like harder for me with when I was doing it with Ash, that was like eye-opening to do 2 different engagement ones. One is an engagement that's just like fun and silly and whatever. It can be like something cute of your family or a funny poll or a quiz or a question box or whatever, just like anything random, and a call to action like join me or swipe here to get more info, or do you want the link? Yes, or really yes, right? Like a call to action of some sort every single day, Monday through Friday, like both, right? An engagement post that's fun and silly, and an engagement post that is call to action based, like slide, tap, insert email if you want to join my group, if you want to learn more about coaching, if you want me to send you the free link, if you want me to whatever. So yay, yay, yay. Yes, Laura, I'm going to do that right after this call. I will add this week's dates to the tracker. And yeah. Okay. I don't want to keep you. I want to keep these to 30 minutes, but if you have any other questions, just ask in the thread. We will be doing a sneak peek into coaching next Thursday. So make sure you're doing 3 posts, preferably one today or tomorrow, and then wait 2 or 3 days and then do another one, and then wait 2 or 3 days and do another one. And in at least one of those, if not all 3, never hurts to have a little extra credit, right? Talk about like, we're doing a, don't call it a sneak peek because people don't understand those words, right? But I'm doing a virtual info sesh about what coaching is, what it looks like. If you want info, message me, comment below, send me your email address, drop a GIF, it doesn't matter, whatever, like just tell them exactly what to do if they want information or if they want to be added to the virtual info session or whatever. Okay. And Ash did a really rockin' power hour about coaching and power hour, like when it's time to invite to a sneak peek and stuff. So, yeah, just intentionally. And one thing that I learned on the power hour today was I was trying to do both. Like when it came time for a sneak peek, I was not stopping my normal power hour process. I was just adding more things onto my plate and feeling stressed and overwhelmed. But she shared like, no, like just during sneak peek week, when you're prepping for a sneak peek, you're inviting to coaching. You're not inviting to a challenge group anymore. You're not sending the normal, like, hey, are you loving on me because you're cheerleading, whatever. Like, no, like for that whole week, you're like, boom, like I need to talk about coaching. I need to invite everyone who likes and comments on my posts about coaching. I need to follow up with all my people in the past about coaching. And it just really becomes like coaching focused for that whole week instead of both and then it's overwhelming. And then you just choose not to do that. Right. So that was a huge aha moment for me today. So wanted to pass that along. So any other final thoughts before we peace out? Okay. You're amazing. Recording friends. I'll see you later. If you're on live, let's take a picture.